Hello everyone, welcome to Streetlight Babble, where we'll be reviewing
Logan.
Logan, yeah.
Logan. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to let you guys know this is going to be a non-spoiler review. Our spoiler review will get uploaded a little bit later this week once you guys have had an opportunity to go see the movie. And, as promised, we have a special surprise. As I'm assuming you can see, there's an empty chair to my side. We're now adding empty chair to our review.
Yeah, we figured we wanted to crowd the camera.
Yeah. Just kidding! Well, ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Boyle!
Hey, over here. This is friend of theirs.
Friend of the us and friend of the channel.
Yes, that's me.
Friend of the family.
Friend of the family indeed. Well, gentlemen, what did you think of Hugh Jackman's Logan?
That was good.
It was good?
It was good.
It was good.
It was alright. I didn't really like the part in Africa.
Oh, yeah.
That part
Yeah,
sucked.
that part.
There's no part in Africa, but I like it.
What?
Oh,
I'm a good liar. I'm a good liar.
You're a decent liar at that.
No, it was good. I would put it amongst the best of the X-Men franchise, for sure.
I would agree, actually. I feel like it definitely had the highest of highs and... Well,
Definitely the lowest of lows.
yes.
It was a very sad movie.
And we'll kind of touch on that a little bit more in our spoiler video.
Mm-hmm.
But first, let's talk about our main characters. This is, as we all know, Hugh Jackman's last portrayal as the Wolverine, and boy did he rock it.
He was really good in this one.
It was time. That's why I like to pull the plug on things that I know the time is up. You know, I like it. I like to pull that plug.
I feel like this last bout as the Wolverine allowed him to really
Embrace the old man inside of him.
exactly
And outside of him.
and out. Yes, there's kind of talked about this before we did the review, but there's a funny story where there were a couple of times allegedly where Hugh Jackman rolled on the set and didn't have any makeup on, was about to go into makeup, and the director said, "No, let's shoot this right now." Which
You're good.
You're good.
You already look shitty.
Yes.
Everyone looked shitty in the morning, and he looked shitty this whole movie. But that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
See, every single scene in this movie, it went for the tone it was looking for. It struck that tone just right on the note there. It did a good job with that, you know? I'm saying it did a good
He
job.
looked progressively shittier as the movie went on.
Which was good. It definitely was one of those movies where you kind of want to see this character get torn down.
Yeah, just his mental status, his physical status, it's all just downhill from there. Downhill from here,
Down to Professor X levels.
Yep.
Oh, Professor X. Oh, well, of course.
Let's talk about Professor X.
Patrick Stewart. Good job. Good job,
job.
as always. I mean, he is the cinematic Professor X.
Yes, James McAvoy did a decent job in those kid movies, but Patrick Stewart really sells it in this movie.
Yeah.
What kids' movies?
Didn't you hear? X-Men is kids stuff.
Oh, yeah. It's kid stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Speaking of which...
Kids!
Children.
Laura, the girl that we see in the trailer, is in this movie, and for a kid actress, she actually did really well.
She did really well. She couldn't do not a lot of talking. She had to do a lot of emoting, a lot of emoting with her face.
I mean, she was still terrifying.
So she did.
Yeah.
She
I
had
love
that.
when she... Oh, hang on.
She had
a
this
second.
death stare.
Spoilers. We'll talk about that in spoilers.
Sorry.
She had the death stare.
She did. You know what? I'm going to rescind what I said
I like that kid.
earlier. I said for a kid
She'll
actor...
be hot when she grows up.
You're not wrong. Ooh.
Not now. If you're a pedophile. Are you a pedophile? Never mind.
Anyways, but I was going to say, I said she's good for a kid's actor, and I kind of want to drop that. She was good for an actress. It takes a lot for an actor or actress to act without being able to use their voice. And the fact that she was able to do that for a lot of this movie really spoke volumes to her ability.
I really like that she spoke exclusively in Spanish when she started talking.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
A little bit.
A little bit. All right. Moving on, I kind of wanted to also talk about... We've been getting a lot of darker and darker superhero movies lately, which has been... I don't want to say hit or miss because they've mostly been misses lately. A few exceptions. The Netflix shows have been pretty good, but those aren't movies. We're talking about movies. And I feel this kind of was a dark movie for superheroes done right.
What we're getting at here is this is DC done right. This is that dark, gritty, human destruction of the soul tone that DC has been striving for these past few years with their new universe and haven't been able to achieve. But let me tell you right now, Logan has achieved it, and that's just testament to the range of movies that this Fox X-Men universe has. It has good movies, it has shitty movies, it has great superhero crazy action movies, and it has these dark, gritty Logan right now-esque movies, and of course Deadpool.
And I was going to say, and the romantic comedy Deadpool.
The romantic comedy Deadpool.
Yeah,
And you also got your silly superhero movies, just straight up superhero like the first couple X-Men.
what happens when a toad gets struck by lightning, Ryan?
Exactly. The same thing that happens to everything else. It is what it is.
Huge tone shifts in
Very different from Logan.
But
Yes.
Logan, whatever scene it was in, whether it was just this depressing scene or sort of an emotional, all-together family scene, it struck that tone. You felt for the characters, and
this movie definitely made me feel more than any other X-Men
the action,
movie.
and the action. So you talked about, you like the action.
I really like
because
the action.
When you have good characters that you care about the action. Mm-hmm. Who knew Michael Bay?
Yeah. Who knew Michael Bay?
I didn't know Michael Bay.
But Ryan.
Speaking of which, I really appreciate in this one how they used a lot less CGI than they do in most X-Men movies.
Yeah.
I like it when they can actually let the stuntmen do their work.
You know, they're getting paid to do a job. Let them do their job.
Exactly, and I like the long shots where they can show the stuntmen doing their awesome stuff and then switch to the next thing instead of just having whatever Apocalypse did.
He did things.
He did things.
You can really
very vague
see,
CGI things.
You can really see the effort that they put into this
Exactly.
movie. Each person did a great job. The villainish guy, robot hand guy, he did all right for me, you know.
Yeah. Well,
It was all right.
yeah, I guess we can kind of talk about that. So we've kind of been gushing about this movie, but there are flaws with it. One of those being, once again, we have kind of a weaker villain with, I guess
There's
two villains.
Yeah, or three.
Well, three. Yeah, it's kind of like
It's tough to tell.
it's exactly it's hard to tell, but they really didn't flesh out their villains as well as they could have. The first scene that they have with the guy that you think is going to be the main villain of the movie was good. He's kind of this weird, imposing guy, long-winded, gives a speech to Logan, and then he kind of just
charming
flutters.
Southerner. Let me tell you.
Yes, and then he just kind of flutters as the movie goes on.
Yeah, he's just kind of a mook more than anything else. Just kind of a tin soldier more than. But you know, this was more. This is a very character-driven story compared to other X-Men films.
Yeah,
Yeah, the heroes were a lot better in this one.
they were a lot more fleshed out.
Yeah.
Yes, Chris, what did you think of the overall image and sound of the movie?
The image and sound, you know, the whole desert imagery, it's kind of felt like an old Western, which it alluded to, which of course alluded to Westerns many times.
Yeah,
It was,
absolutely.
Yeah,
it really went with that tone, you know, and the desert's kind of reflective of how the characters were, this sort of
Desolate.
desolate
this
and hopeless.
desolate state, the hopelessness of it all, and the environment reflected that perfectly. All the rusty, broken down buildings, all the death,
All the death and destruction
death
wrought.
and dryness. Yeah, you could really see the dryness on Hugh Jackman's face. Just he didn't need makeup for this movie. He's old. He's beautiful.
He's old which is a weird combination, but it works for Hugh Jackman.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, and kind of playing off of that too. The music for the movie fit the tone.
It was very different. The music was pretty different. It was even in the action scenes, they used a bunch of instruments you wouldn't assume would be there. You know,
I think they were going for that Western feel with that.
Yeah, very,
Yeah, it kind of reinforces that plot home. Yeah. One last thing before we give our final reviews of the movie. This is not a kids' movie, ladies and gentlemen. Do not bring your kids to this movie. This
Or
is
do.
just.
I believe in freedom of speech and expression.
We had a lot
This
of
is
kids
dark,
in
dangerous
the theater.
world.
Very small children were
Like I'm pretty
President
sure
of the
there was
theater.
I'm pretty sure there was a 4-year-old a couple rows behind us.
just talking in his baby voice about all the people that were like getting claws stabbed
Yeah.
through their
Once
eyeballs.
the kid was like, "Gross," I heard that. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, the violence here gets pretty gruesome and pretty brutal, and there is some brief nudity as well.
Yeah, so I'd say don't bring your kids unless you're
Bring
a
your
bad parent.
kids.
Well, you're a bad parent, so that doesn't count.
I'm not a parent,
Not
but
that you know.
you gotta desensitize your kids now. Now, right now. Bring them to this movie. Show them.
Show them the true meaning of Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for our final numerical reviews. Ryan, what did you think? 8 out of 10.
8. Yes.
Chris, what did you think?
Yeah, about 7 or 8 out of 10. You know, as a superhero movie, that wanted to have grit and emotion, it achieved what it strived for. That's one thing you can definitely give it. When something achieves what it strives for, you can really feel it, and that's what it did. Other than a few flaws, which we'll just touch on in the spoiler section, I give it an 8 out of 10. You know, because if you like Wolverine, if you like them X-Men's, you'll like this movie maybe.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say 8 out of 10. There are definitely some flaws with the movie, but overall, I felt thoroughly entertained, and I definitely feel like once this movie comes out, I'm going to buy it when, maybe not the first day, but the second day.
I don't buy things.
It's pretty solid.
Yep. All right. Well, guys, this has been our non-spoiler review of Logan. Stay tuned soon, and we will be uploading that spoilery video. Bye, guys.
Yeah.